Okay, so it's now bank holiday Easter Monday, and I'm going into Northumberland today. Plan is to cycle in a big sort of loop around Newcastle and end up at Blyth, and then come down the coast and then follow the trails through Newcastle along the quayside and back home. So today it's dry at the moment, but the forecast is for rain and it's already looking quite cloudy. As you can see, plenty of mansions up here. If anybody's from Berkshire, Hampshire, Oxfordshire, Gloucestershire, Somerset, you know, any of those places, is watching thinking, well, it's all pit villages and peasants and poverty and slag heaps in the north. Well, you'd be surprised. There's an awful lot of wealth up here as well, and yeah, the feeling I get is it's like a boom town in the north at the moment. Just in case you were wondering, there are still sheep and there are still lambs. They weren't all eaten yesterday, although I suspect quite a lot of them were. Although maybe they came from New Zealand and the Northumbrian ones were spared the chop, who knows. So it's just starting to rain actually, so the rain's coming earlier than expected. Heading up on a road up to Stamford, and it must obviously be a cycling superhighway up here. I've already passed about 5 or 6 cyclists, all looking very intent in their gear on their nice bikes. So yeah, I'm in good company. Anyway, I'll give you an update later, but before I do so, why don't you check out these nice twee stone cottages appearing at the side here. Well, so inevitably, as soon as I mention that it looks like it might be raining, it starts raining quite heavily. We're heading to a place often mispronounced Pontyland, which is actually really called Pontyland, and it is from there that quite a number of Audax rides in the north take place. I've done a few of Aidan Headley's rides, he of Audax tricycling fame. They start from here, and I think I've put my name down for some, so you may see some of those in the coming months. And also some other news is I have now had my pre-registration accepted for PBP, which is sort of a bit of a double-edged sword. I'd sort of thought that it wasn't going to happen because it all went very quiet and I was in a waiting list of 60 people or something. So I sort of fingers crossed maybe I won't have to do it. But now I've been accepted, I've paid my money, and yeah, I'm on that road, the road to PBP. So far I've only got 200k under my belt, so I've got some significantly big rides ahead, which is one of the reasons I'm out today, even though I knew it was going to rain, because I thought I need to get the miles in. It's all about the miles. I think get them in the legs, get the rain soaked in, get the mud in the shoes, the grit in the brakes. I won't say what goes in the tyres, because you know what that will result in. Anyway, So, looking forward to meeting Eric Norris and many others, including the Adrian Hand Society, of which I'm a proud member, to pick up my jersey in Rambouillet in a few months' time. Okay, that's enough of me waffling on. On with the ride. Okay, excuse me. Made it to Blythe. Some very busy roads, some very impatient drivers, some appalling driving, appalling conditions, lots of rain, but I made it, and here we are. This is Blythe. I will turn the camera around in a minute, but not a lot to see so far. Excuse me. This was, of course, going to be the site of the Great British Vault, mega battery sort of place, but unfortunately, government pulled funding out, and everybody else pulled their funding out, so it hasn't happened. But it's not out of the question that it will be saved by some billionaire somewhere or some private equity group, and so all is not lost for the Great British Mega Vault battery place, but not looking great just at the minute. I do like to be beside the seaside. Okay, so one of the great things about Blythe is that Ciccarelli ice cream, coffee, very nice cakes, and also fish and chips, of course. It is the best. It's Italian, and Italians always know how to make food taste wonderful. diversion to take you onto route number 1, cycle number 1, which of course is a track. It's very rough, but this corner is a bad one, and I wanted to just show you the view to see here with the lighthouse. Yeah, coming into Tynemouth now. Some lovely views actually, even on a day like today where it's not actually that sunny. So there you are, get a load of that. We've got a lovely sandy beach, and pretty calm that water today. Lots of people out walking their dogs, and so it's just disappeared from view, but it was Tynemouth. We'll see it in a minute. Tynemouth Castle. Yeah, so this is the Royal Quays. Very nice area, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it would have been very industrial a long time ago. And straight ahead is the DFDS ferry, which is the ferry that goes to the Netherlands. So I think it's in June I'll be going across to join Frank Steenport, I think his name is, who has organised a 1200k Audax from Brussels to Dijon. So yeah, I signed up to that. Probably a mistake, but it gives me a chance to go and catch up with Arto. That's the Tyneside Metro. One of the best, I would say, transit systems in the UK, and it is being expanded as well. And it's making use of some really wonderful old infrastructure here. I'm pretty certain that when I was a kid, I used to get the train to the coast along this route on the when they were old diesel trains those days. So currently on the what's known as the coast to coast, or NCN 72. So left the coast behind now, which was route number 1, I believe, and this will take us right through the heart of Newcastle along the River Tyne. And it's stopped raining, it's drying up, it's brightening up, and hopefully we'll get some good shots as we go through the centre of Newcastle. Well, there can be a few views of Newcastle that aren't as iconic as those taken by the river with the bridges spanning across it. So I couldn't leave the video today without showing you a glimpse not bad, eh? The one nearest is the Millennium Bridge, which is a footbridge and a cycle path. Gateshead on the left hand side. Music, theatre, poetry, performing arts, it's all going on in there. I really hope you're enjoying the view. It's this is the real Newcastle to me. When you look down from the high level bridge in front of us now, when you're on a train coming from the south, you just can't help but feel a lump in your throat when you look down and see this view. That's when you truly know that you are home. The blue bridge is for metro trains. So what do you think? I hope you've enjoyed the journey today. We've seen a bit of the sea, a bit of the countryside, we've seen the wonderful River Tyne, we've seen castles, mansions, yeah, we had some rain and now it's dry.